get in. I'm here.
All right. We've got our liquid death mountain waters.
By the way, Ben reminded me there's no sparkle. It's just water.
Look, we're murdering our thirst.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should say that kind of thing.
Murder. Murdicate. That's
All
what me
right.
and my buddies say.
Anyways, we're here with our liquid death mountain waters. So.
Coming at you live from the garage.
From the garage. Look, it's wintertime. We've been snowmobiling once.
That wasn't even timed. We did that
we
on.
We didn't even practice that for like 3 hours before this. No, we went out and rode. We'll link the video. It was incredible. There was not much snow, and I hit a rock with Jared's sled, but we're going to replace that ski anyways.
It was pretty awesome that Ben almost wrecked. It ripped one hand off.
One hand,
And
I stayed on by the skin of my teeth.
I did what everyone does when they're filming. Oh, crap. And I grabbed the phone and jerked it. And I'm like, I can't go help Ben. Like, if he falls off, it'd be even better.
Dude, if you could have moved over and caught me.
Oh, yeah. Run after you.
Been
I got you, Ben.
The neatest thing.
Yeah.
Also, you would have been like Superman fast. Flash fast.
So, yeah, we had a great time. We took my daughter.
Yeah,
she's an awesome commentator. So hopefully we'll throw in a quick clip of us out there.
Yeah.
I was joking.
We'll link the video in the description. Yeah.
I was joking with Ben that I was going to wear my new climb gear because I wore my Carhartt bibs and like some plaid farmer coat that I found. So
it was sick.
Yep.
Very, very great attire. So that brings us. Today we're going to talk about two. Let's hope you're going to do it with me. Let's try it again. We're going to do two hot topics. Trailers, setup, also sled hauling.
I'm trying to be with you. My finger doesn't work. I broke my hand and that finger doesn't come out all the way yet.
What if the other one goes straight?
Well, it'll all go if all five go.
All go.
But that one won't go all the way out.
Okay.
So I get 3.5.
Okay, will your pinky go out? Okay, pinky goes out. You can be fancy.
Oh.
Okay.
Long intro.
Did I talk about tracks? We're going to talk about tracks.
Tracks, sled hauling.
Tracks is something I think about all the time because, well, one, you got to find the right, like there's this giant range of tracks from trail riding to mountain riding and then in like crossovers. And in each of those categories, there's tons of tracks, right? I don't think it's in the, over there, I've got a stack of like, I don't know.
I can see 4 right now, and I know there was a 5th because it's down.
I'm like, why do I have so many tracks?
Because there's a lot of sleds that have options in here.
Yeah. So I've got another one out back. Anyways, so I think it's out back. I don't know where it's at. Maybe there's 2 out back. Anyway. Tracks are huge. So one thing I want to talk about really quick is how they work. And this is huge for, like, if you're riding the trail and you're going down, it's almost like a huge tire with no air in it. It's rolling, and that's how fast you're going. Mountain riding for me changed the way I viewed and acted when I realized I was at Brett Rasmussen, Ride Rasmussen style, and the instructor, and I feel so bad I don't remember his name because he is such an awesome dude. It'll come to me later. I feel like my dad when I'm trying to remember a dude's name. Actually, my dad's gotten old enough now that he doesn't care. Sorry, I digress. But when you're powder riding, when you're in the powder, you're not turning, and that's what's going.
Your track speed?
The track is going, but it's not like a tire.
Right.
It is jet propulsion. It's how much snow you can move and shoot out behind you. I don't know if this has happened to you. It happens to me, or I watch it happen to other guys all the time. You're pulling a sled out, they turn, and the roost hits you, and it can knock you over.
Yep.
Because that roost comes out of there so hard, so fast. Because it's jet propulsion, and that's what's pushing you.
Well, you think about, I think about boats when you talk about that.
Yep, and that's, exactly.
Jet drives move so much water, and when it hits you, it's essentially like a water pump, like pumping out, and it is just blasting you.
Yeah.
And that's what you're saying is that when you're in the powder, you're jet propulsion. When you're on the track, you're going, or not track, when you're on the trail, one rotation is getting you the length of that rotation versus jet propulsion. That thing could be doing 55 and you're moving at 5 miles an hour because it can't get whatever it can get through.
So and that gets you into thinking like, okay, what lug height do I want? And I'm going to start with the very basics.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know a ton about trail sleds, and I kind of want to learn more. Like the little guy right there, the 550 fan is the closest thing to a trail sled. I guess I have the 440.
Yeah. Yeah, kitty cat.
Kitty cat. I don't know. Like trail riding isn't a big thing.
We've talked about going on a trail ride. Like the Minnesota boys come out here, and we're like, we're gonna go ride trails there.
We're gonna go to you. Yeah, so it's something I'd like to learn more about, and like in the builds that are running through my mind, I'm constantly thinking about it. I have some notes here, so because I don't want to forget stuff. I'm going to go through so that if you're new to this, or I just want to be on the same vocabulary.
Yeah.
As everybody. So the lug is the part on the outside of the track that sticks out, that grabs the snow and moves it. It gives you traction, right? It's like your lug on your tire. It's the lug on the sled. Those range huge. A trail sled will have a really short, like 7/8 lug. A mountain sled, the longest they have, Polaris has a 3.25, so 3 1/4.
3 1/4 track.
And then there's like everything in between, right? Skidoo has a 3-inch track, and that's what they're running. So lug height is that part on the outside of your track that gives you traction. Also, I shouldn't say that you can get a drag racing slick track.
You can buy them.
Yeah, you can. No lugs, and you put little wheels on the front, and that way you have the whole thing is traction.
Okay.
Super cool. Track the belt. So this is the part that like runs around and has the lugs hooked to it, right? So they sit on there and it runs on that. Now there's another lug. It's the driver lug. And now this is on the inside of the track. When you look at your track, there's inside and it's got all these little bumps, and they're small, maybe a 1/2 inch tall.
Yep.
See those right there?
Yep.
And that is so you modern drivers, I think almost every manufacturer, I don't know about the trail sleds, all the mountain sleds basically come with extroverted drivers, which we'll get into in a second. But what these driver lugs do is where the axle is that pushes your track around, it has, what would you call that? Like not fingers, but like there's pieces that grab onto those.
Knurls, teeth.
Teeth, yeah. They grab
cogs.
Yeah. They grab onto those, and then there's also extrovert parts that go through the next thing that we're going to talk about, the windows. So if you look at a track, there's openings, little like rectangles, and that's the extrovert will grab that extrovert part on your driver. So you have the driver lug, and then you have the extrovert part, which goes through the window. And because a lot of times, am I making sense?
No, yeah. I mean, I guess what we have to make sure is that everyone's understanding that the build of a track, most guys are seeing that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, what's in front of you? And like you're saying, like, why is there holes? And that's what you're talking about, is the extrovert's going through the holes.
Yep.
The introvert's is grabbing the lug section, and you can't see it, and maybe he'll pull one up for you so you can understand that part.
Yeah.
And drivers are different.
Yeah,
right.
Driver isn't part of the track. It's what turns
the
track.
But drivers have to mesh with the track. You can't put a Polaris track on your Skidoo without a lot of modifications.
Yes. Yeah.
So, which is a whole other day. But that's what Ben's getting at.
Yeah. So, and Avid will make you whatever driver you want to put on whatever
motor to mesh up with the track.
Yeah, your shaft that you have. So like he'll mill whatever. So the window is, I think all tracks have them. Maybe not some of the old ones. I think even the old ones have them.
I'm looking at the Indy Classic right here. It's got it.
So they have them. And then in those windows, they'll put track clips. And they're little metal pieces that ride against your high fax. High fax is the bottom part of your skid. Um, and those, you usually, most mountain sleds have them every other window. And that just helps the high fax run on there. They put it every other window. Excuse me, this mountain water is just making me burpy. No, like legitimately.
Didn't murder your thirst, did it?
It says still drinking water. There's nothing in here to make anyways. So guys, I have heard guys say, oh, you get better, like you get more performance if you put track clips on everyone. I think the manufacturers don't put them on everyone because, well, one, on mountain sleds, if your purpose is to deep snow ride, I don't think that it matters because you have so much snow and lubricant in there that I don't personally think it matters. Not very many guys are doing that. I'm sure somebody out there.
It's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight. So they're cutting out a ton of weight.
I mean, you're probably going to add 2 pounds to that track when it's all said and done. By the time you add, maybe not 2, but I mean, even 1 pound of centrifugal weight is a lot.
It's a lot. And I just don't think it's necessary. So that's the track clips. And then you also have fiberglass rods that run across the track that give it its help with its rigidity, right? And so then there's like Skidoo.
Yeah, I was just looking at it.
Skidoo has 2 tracks. So they have the flex edge and they have the non-flex edge. Depending on what model you get, is depending on which one you. So if you have, so basically what the flex edge does is the rods stop early, and so the edge of the track can bend up.
So you bring up a really good point when you just brought about, like, depending on which one you get.
Yeah.
And when I was looking for used sleds, it was really hard for me to find a 3-inch 165. I found plenty of 2.5-inch 165s, 2.5-inch 154s, 3-inch 154s, but I was pretty specific on that. I wanted a 3-inch 165 Summit, and
you're not a Nancy.
Yeah. So
no, and that's, I shouldn't say that because there's school of thought.
But one of the things that, like, I'm like, okay, so what are my options if I want to go snow check a 2027 this spring? What are my options? And so we started looking at that. And one of the biggest things that we found is that if you want a 154, you can get it in a 2.5 and a 3-inch. But the minute you switch to a 165 now, then we're talking Skidoos. If you want to sit 165 Skidoo, you can't get it in a 2.5 anymore. They're only offering 1 track option. No, it was the Powder Max and the Powder Max Lite. Sorry, so 2 track options in a 3-inch.
Yep.
I don't know the difference right now. I didn't do any research on between the Powder Max and Powder Max Lite. I don't know if you saw.
One's just lighter. I think they're the same profile. It's just a lighter track because Skidoo is trying to. What I'm hoping is Skidoo is putting a. And this is getting off topic, but I think that they're trying to make the gap wider between the Summit X and the Expert.
Okay.
So the Summit X right now is really light. It's 14 pounds lighter than the 25s, which is a ton in my opinion. That's a lot lighter. The Expert is 7 pounds lighter than the 25.
Okay.
But they did a bunch of stuff to the Summit X to make it different, and one of those things was the track. But yeah, so like you really, if you want the 2.5, maybe this is it. Some guys think, and I think before Gen 5, before they really started turning up the power, guys would want the 2.5-inch track so they could build that track speed like we were talking about, the jet propulsion.
Yep.
So they could build that real quick. With the Gen 5, I think the Sled was putting out, well, I know it was putting out more power, and so I think it became less necessary.
Yeah, okay.
But like there was a big group of guys, I don't know how big, there was a group of guys that wanted the 2.5. And one of my really good buddies liked the 2.5. I remember when the 3-inch came out, it was nuts in
2017.
No,
Gen 4?
It came out in a XM.
Oh, okay.
It came out and they called it the T3, and I remember seeing a 174 T3 yellow and I was like, this thing is sick.
It's as big as a school bus.
Dude, it was a school bus, and it even like right now, remembering that, like having that memory go through my mind, it was a great looking sled. I thought I loved the yellow. Was like really like kind of a neon-y.
Hmm.
Anyways, it was sick, but that changed the game because so I was on an XM 154 2.5, and then the one guy I was riding with was on the T3. Is it 16? Was it 15? Because I think they had it for 2 years. So I think it came in 15.
Okay.
You could get that. So 15, 16. I think he had a 15 or 16. And then my other buddy got the G4, the 17.
Okay.
And dude, they would like walk up stuff, and I was full pin trying to just get to where they were.
And they're just
on the 154. And anyways, which actually that makes me nervous because I snow checked a 154 this year. But
are both 154s though? Your other one?
I don't know if I'm gonna be able. Anyway,
Sorry.
yeah. So Skidoo, if you want the 2-inch in a Skidoo, it's very specific models.
Yep.
That have it. My guess, and we didn't look into this, but I'm guessing the SPs and like the in-season models, it's easier to find them on, because if you're getting those models, chances are that you're more going to ride the trail, like going to your cabin and then getting off trail a little bit.
Well, and they're going to build either, we have 2,000 154 2.5-inch tracks laying around. Let's build some and get them out.
Yeah.
Versus like the 3 inches in demand, it's on snow check models, but we only have a couple hundred now left. So
yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the track thoughts. And I guess I should say this too. Polaris, I don't know as much what you can get with Polaris, but I think you can get 3 track options for Polaris. I think you can get the 275, the 3-inch, and now the 325. But I haven't looked to see.
Are you going to talk about custom tracks? Is that something you want to
talk about that right now?
Because you bring up a good point. You're like, well, they only they offer these. Then there's a whole slew of options that well, you can talk about Chris.
Yeah, Chris Brandt came out with his new track, and if you haven't seen that, it's very interesting.
I thought it was pretty cool that he had to take it upon himself to he had a minimum order, and they said, we're not going to build them, and so unless you hit the minimum order. He's like, what is it? And he ordered
50 tracks, I think was the minimum 50? Order.
And that's a lot.
Dude, that's a lot. If you think 15 or like
he's got 60.
Wait, are they $2,000 a track?
At least, I can't remember if they were 1,500, but let's say he's got $100,000 that he's got to fork out to I'm going to make it work.
Where your mouth is, I guess.
Yeah.
So
good on him.
That he really believes in it, and I don't think there's a few guys in the industry that if things don't work, they don't run them. And I think Brett Rasmussen and Chris Brandt are 2 of those guys. There's and I'm sure there's more, probably like Keith Curtis, and I'm sure there's a slew more, but those are guys that I feel like they're not going to do something if it doesn't work.
They're doing it for a reason. And there's enough R&D behind what they're doing to be like, okay, guys, this is worth it.
Or they're doing the R&D to find out, right? They might run it and be like, oh yeah, this works. But I don't think that they're running stuff just to get a free part.
Well, you appreciate that they're doing it as a. This isn't just for Chris isn't saying, okay, it works for me. No, he's like, it works for me, and I'm going to show you why it's going to work for you too. It's not just I'm a pro level rider. If you're not a pro level rider, this isn't worth it. He's like, no, I'm going to show you why the not general public, but your upper tier riders are going to appreciate what I'm going to bring for you, which is awesome, I think.
Yeah, and that's such a good point. And watching him ride, he is a rocket. It's like, how does somebody move that fast on a sled? It's insane. But so, his track is, I think it's a 325 in the middle lug. Because on most tracks, you have 1 lug in the middle, and then you go the next row, 2 lugs, nothing in the middle, 1 lug, 2 lug, and it kind of that pattern repeats.
Full circle.
Full circle.
It comes all the way
All the
around.
way around, man. It's insane. So yeah, and like our 146 that Tony and I built, it came in the guy sent, so it had an 1.5-inch track on it. We wanted a 2-inch, and he's like, I have one, but it's pretty bad shape. We're like, yeah, just send it with it, anyways, because we didn't know how bad shape it was. And we got it, we're like, oh, this is pretty rough. So we ordered from Caliber, just like one that they had. I don't know if it was from Caliber or Tracks USA or something, but we ordered a track, and it's a Caliber. I don't even know what track it is, but it works pretty good. There's different, like for mountain riding, like you want kind of softer lugs, so it grabs the snow better, I guess.
Yeah.
And it moves it. Which I would think harder lugs would grab the snow better, but
And you think about temperatures too. You're riding at -10. What's rubber gonna do? It stiffens up at a certain point too.
Well, yeah, and then because when you're really mountain riding, I guess you wouldn't want to really stiff because you come across a log or a rock. It's
Rip all that off.
Which brings, actually, I think I can cover that later. Yes. Okay. Now, the other thing that happens with tracks is that on the belt is there's different plies, right? So you have 1-ply or 2-ply. Most mountain sleds are going to be 1-ply. They're a little more flexible, a little more lighter, not a little more lighter. They're a little lighter because you don't have that extra rubber on there, but they're strengthening them with things like carbon fiber and the fiberglass rods, and then also just like strands. Like if you get you'll get your sled, and then all of a sudden you're gonna be like, you get a brand new sled, you get it home, you go for a ride or two, and then all of a sudden there's all these strings hanging off the side. Yeah. Super normal. I just cut them off, burn them off, whatever. They're fine to be there. It's just what happens because the strands are in the track to strengthen it and hold it together. The only problem with the single ply is then you lose durability. And
When you, and hopefully I'm not taking this from you. Please. So we were talking about tracks the other day, and Ben was talking about, you talk about durability and longevity of a track, and you're like, well, when we ride dirt bikes, we burn through a tire. You're gonna, like, let's say we're 30-40 hours on a bike, we burn up a tire in a season, and you made the comment of like, well, you're gonna burn a track up, like, you're gonna have your sled and be like, well, I didn't get 3,500 miles out of that track. That was kind of lame. Yeah. And you're like, well, yeah, what do you expect it to? I mean, that's like a wearable part.
Yeah, can you imagine having a lug this big on your truck and expecting to get having super swampers and expecting to get 100,000 miles out?
You're like, it wore out. I can't go mudding no more. And that was like it was kind of an epitome to me. And I'm like, well, yeah, I don't know why I never thought about that, because that's a real life thing where guys get mad, or they're like, yeah, my track ripped, or this happened, and you're like, well, yeah, you hit a tree. Yeah. You know, oh yeah, there's a log sticking out, and you went full throttle over that thing. Yeah. Like, it's gonna happen.
Like poor Tony had a track on, and he's going up a hill, and there's a stick sticking right out of the hill, and his track just goes right into it. Oh, I knew it just punched right through, ripped out the inside. It was
gutted it.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
So did I take that from you? Hopefully you weren't going to go into that, but we were, during one of our like quadruple discussions a day. Yeah, it was like, oh yeah, that's a great thing, Ben.
Yeah.
So
okay, so we've kind of talked about a lot of this stuff, like modern track technology, with the Flex Edge. And so what the Flex Edge does is it folds over, right? So that fiberglass rod doesn't come all the way out to the edge.
Right.
So it can fold over, and when you're learning how to sled, it can help you get on edge easier. The disadvantages I've found is when you're getting a little bit better and you're starting to get into steeper, more technical terrain.
I wonder if
it can wash you out.
We got T-Motion that Skidoo's running. I don't know what Polaris, if they're doing anything with that.
No, they're all rigid.
But the Alpha is one.
And I should have looked, because I'm wondering if they're running. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, well, that's what are they doing? Because it is so narrow.
Yeah, you're right,
So
just down the center.
what's that like? Cat guy make a comment if you're running one. We should
Yeah,
have asked Thompson
yeah.
Sheldon if he knew.
Because I mean, I don't know if they're getting all their flex or like T motion type thing from just the body, not having just one point and it can roll,
Yeah,
or if it's they're getting flex from the track, and maybe the track can like V in the deeper snow. I don't know.
yep.
It'd be interesting to know, and
We talk about flex, and that was one thing that hit my mind. That I was like,
that's a
yeah,
great point.
Alpha's running that, and that's what they're,
Yeah,
can you hold your edge longer? What's it doing for you?
I know with the T motion, when you got into steep technical terrain, it would wash a lot more, and
Okay.
so I can't imagine the Alpha one doing better.
Yeah.
But I don't have any experience on it, so I could be dead wrong. Um,
Hey, if you want to come riding with us, we'll swap sleds. If you want to
yeah,
ride one, we'll let you. If you let us ride your Alpha.
yeah. Let's ride your Alpha Wolf. And then I talked about there's they're always trying to lighten stuff up. So like a lot of them have like these rubber blends with like Kevlar reinforcement, and then just because you want the least amount of rotating mass that you can. Okay, so track pitches, which we'll get into that in a minute here, are big on how many lugs you can get in. So the guys back east would know way more about this, but like the trail sleds, you can put studs in them.
Yeah.
I've never had a sled with studs in it. I know nothing about it, but I do know there's two types of studs. There's some that go into the belt of the track, and then there's some that you drill into the end of the lug. And I think that's what the guy like the hill climb racers are running, the ones that they just drill into the track.
And what they're running for the tips, I don't even. It might even be like carbide or
Yeah,
some type of.
you're right.
I mean, there's some there's some ones that you're like, whoa. I was looking at Thundercats, and a lot of Thundercats were
Oh
just studs all the way around.
yeah,
It was like, holy cow, it looks like a chainsaw chain with how much crap's going on in there.
yeah.
So
Well, I mean, maybe this is obvious, but the reason that they're running studs is because when you're on the ice, or if you've ever driven your sled across asphalt, in your front carbide, your like skags or carbide
yeah,
ski runners,
hit.
they'll dig into that asphalt and you'll just spin your track. So the same thing kind of with ice. You hit ice like that, and then your track just spins. So the studs poke into the ice and
Trench away.
give you traction. So, and that's, I guess you'd want the 2-ply lug, or not lug, 2-ply belt
Okay.
for that, because then you're bolting into it. Uh, and then I think there's the crossover tracks that they try to get a blend of both of those. So yeah, let's. I wanted to talk about track pitch. So what the pitch is it's the distance between the center of two drive lugs. That's how far. Like, so common pitches are like 2.52, 2.86, 3-inch, and 3.5. That's kind of what they're running.
And that goes along with your jet propulsion
Yeah.
topic too,
Mm-hmm.
because you get too much spacing and then you don't have enough grab in the next lug. You get too close and then your track speed's too high for it to grab.
Yeah.
And I guess I relate it to chainsaws. So chainsaws, they call it full skip chisel bit, and there's another one in between, and you get too big a spacing, and you can just feel that saw grabbing a tree, and it's just ripping into it. But it's the power of the motor can't keep up with the amount of what it's trying to move, and it's the exact same concept of the power of the motor of the sled can either it's too much or not enough for the terrain or type of terrain you're riding.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge deal of like, and obviously the manufacturers are trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
But your snow can dictate that wet powder.
Yeah.
6 inches under a good base. So
yeah. So in 2017, that's when Skidoo switched from like the 164 or 163 to a 165,
Okay.
and they put in the 3-inch pitch. And I think Polaris is running. They might be the 2.8 or 8.6, I think maybe. Anyways, so it's just how like, and that changes. Yeah, like Jared was saying, the lug distance.
Right.
That was a great analogy with the chainsaw, like what you can get out of it, because you want to be able to have snow for the lugs to grab.
Right.
So I love that with the chainsaw. That's awesome. So yeah, that's the other thing is pitch, and that also, like if you're doing like a mod sled, that's a big deal. Like finding the right driver for that, because then your driver has to fit that. But yeah, I think there's been Skidoo's stuck with that 3-inch pitch for a while now.
Okay.
You know, since 17. So, all right. So track maintenance there. I mean, there's not a ton you have to do to your track unless you break it. But like you just want to make sure you're having the correct tension on your track, because if you're too loose, then you're going to ratchet, and that's when your driver spins and your track doesn't.
Okay.
And it is a horrible sound.
Make a really bad day.
It makes you feel really sad when your track ratchets. And that's usually just because you're running it too loose without big enough extrovert drivers. So there's a couple ways to lose lugs, but on mountain sleds, the easiest way to lose a lug is to go really fast down an icy trail.
Full throttle pinned.
Full throttle.
Chuck a lug.
Chuck
a lug.
Because your belt is that's awesome. Your belt overheats and the lug comes unbonded and throws off. So if you are looking at your lug and there's cracking along where the lug and the belt meet, there's like, would that be like horizontal cracking?
Yes.
There's horizontal cracking going on there. It's because you're going too fast on the trail. The other ways are rocks and trees.
Yeah.
Which was a huge problem for me last year. And I was like, well, I should probably put a new track on. But then I found this stuff called Glue Tread, which I'll put a link to, which is basically what it is it's a sidewall patch that I have just glued my lugs back together with it. I mean,
you're saying it's holding up at a level that you're like, oh, this is kind of insane how good it works.
It's crazy. I mean, I'm going to do a video on my track on how many lugs are glue treaded.
Yeah.
And it's insane. This stuff works. Like if you have a lug that's ripped in half and you're like, oh, I don't want to lose this lug, get some glue tread. It's super easy. You clean the lug with some sandpaper and you put like dots.
Oh, the first time I watched your video, I was like, there's no way this is working. I went and bought some whatever 6000 or
3000,
and I was like, I'm not doing that. Like, there's no way it's holding up. And you're like, no, you really need to come look. And I'm like, wow, like it's legit.
Because I used to do the E6000 and I would glue them together, and it works for about 3 rides, and then you have to re-glue it. You're just constantly re-gluing it. The glue tread will stay on until it rips in half.
Till something else hits it, and it's the next one goes.
I've had the glue tread rip in half, right? So, and you can cut the glue tread strips that they give you to the right size, and I've experimented with it, but like, I mean, my track, I
see that lug right there has 3 of them on it.
So with that one, it ripped down into the belt. And it's like, my belt is going to rip. And so I cut the lug off so it wouldn't be taking pressure.
Okay.
Right? And then I glue treaded it.
The old M7, with it is a 2-piece track, or not 2.
2-ply.
2-ply.
Yeah.
And the plies have ripped apart where the tow rope somehow got in between both plies and ripped it. And like, that's what we're going to have to do on it.
Yeah. And it's going to work great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because I put these on, I did not ride nice.
Just wanted to see.
Dude, I just rode it like I stole it. And it worked great. So, now you do need to there's other things. You want to make sure that your high fax is Your high fax is not worn out, so you're not going into your track or into your rails. You want to make sure that your track is aligned as straight as you can get it, so that it's not wearing weird on your drivers. I'm looking at my track, trying to think what else. I mean, you can cut off those strings that come off the side. Also, so okay, two things with the fiberglass rods, and then I think we're about done with tracks because you guys are probably sick of hearing about tracks. But the fiberglass rods, if your track is too tight, I saw Muskoka Freerider last year, guys, it's so tight it broke the fiberglass rods.
Oh, interesting.
Old school guys before T-Motion were breaking the rods so that they would have flex edge.
Okay.
Two things to watch out for, depending on what you're trying to do. Maybe neither of those matter to you, but yeah. He was having to run his so tight because there was a problem with the 23 drivers that they were ratcheting a ton. They fixed it in 25.
Oh.
They have new drivers.
Does yours ratchet?
So I put the 25 drivers on.
Oh,
okay. Did ratchet before that, though.
Okay.
Or you can go extreme and get the Avid drivers, which have really big extroverts. So
cool.
I mean, tracks are this, man, they're so awesome. You know, it's like, but you have to find what you're doing the most of, right? Yep. Like, so if you have a sled set up for spring riding, you kind of want to find a spring track. If you have a sled for jumping, I'm sure you want to get a different track. If you have a sled for trail riding, mountain riding, like there are so many tracks and so many amazing options out there that you're gonna, you just got to find it.
What works for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I've always run OEM tracks, except for on the 146. But yeah, because they put so much R&D into them. But the Chris Brandt track does seem enticing. So, anyways, that's what I have for tracks.
Okay,
Jared, what do you got, man?
Dude,
what do you got?
So during our should we just call them fence conversations? Even though they're usually school bus, we're going to call them the school bus drop-off conversations.
Yeah. And like lately, they've become uncomfortable because it's so cold in the morning.
I know,
and we're not wearing enough.
My fingers, like I got horrible circulation. Even my fingers are cold right now.
I don't need to.
So
I'm waiting for the heater to kick on.
So I've got a couple things. Lately, my enclosed trailer, I'm working on getting the heater set up. And then
Jared actually has a really cool enclosed, like aluminum. It's a really nice.
I'm excited about
really nice trailer.
It's not a specific. It's not like a Trails West or anything like that, but it's an all aluminum frame. But the floor, I was like, okay, I would like to keep the floor in decent shape. But what are your options without buying the Trails West specific snowmobile trailer? Because I still haul dirt bikes in it. We use it for all sorts of stuff. So then I went down the rabbit hole.
I will say you can use those like a snowmobile trailer for that stuff too.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
They just cost a lot.
They are. Like this is about half the cost of a snowmobile trailer, I think. Maybe even less than that.
Probably less.
What's a 25?
35.
35 grand?
Or more.
Okay. They're
a
third, if not less than a third.
Because I don't know. I know the 2-place one is 35. And they don't go crazy for the 4-place.
Okay.
More, but I bet it's around 40 to 45 for that. The 4-place.
All right. So less than even a third of that.
Yeah.
But it's a sweet. It's 20 foot minus the V. So I have a 20-foot space to haul. And yeah, all aluminum. It's 2,500 pounds dry, which is pretty sweet. So I think we can get 4 sleds in it. We're going to see.
Yeah.
But the deck, I went down the rabbit hole of like, okay, like I would like to put a deck to protect the sleds, or the floor.
And I'm going to say most people have had this conversation with their buddies.
What do we do,
like,
right?
What do we put on the floor? Like, I know I've had so many conversations.
And you can go the cheap route and just buy the little like 8-inch wide, 6-inch wide. They run up and down, but I still wanted the track to be protected, protect the floor. So I narrowed it down to 3 different options: Caliber, deck treads out of Utah, and Vivor. If you've seen any Vivor stuff, I've never used much of it besides the diesel heaters. So
yeah,
So I looked at all three, priced them all out. Caliber, I'm like right about 1,500 to do my floor, and I had a really hard time with that because I'm like, it's over 10% of just the trailer. Put a stinking floor in this thing.
Yeah.
So then I looked at Deck Tread, reached out to them, talked a little bit to them about their installation kit. I think I'm about 900-ish with all the transfer stuff.
Yeah.
And then I went in the old cheapo route and looked at Vevor. So I ordered a box of them just to look at them. They're freaking awesome.
They're pretty good.
I was very shocked because I'm like, okay, what's this doing? It's literally protecting the floor. It's got to run up so the skis don't get stuck. Sorry, my nose is running. But so the skis don't get stuck. Yeah, I'll grab a paper towel.
Yeah. But yeah, the skis, like, really, because I was like, man, these might be brittle, but then you're not twisting. They're not twisting or moving. You put them in and then they stay in place, right?
Well, and he needed them to be, because they had options. Everyone had different options. Rubber. And I'm like, well, rubber, I'm going to get up on it and I'm just going to slam into the brakes because the sled's going to come to a dead stop.
Your carbides are just going to
yeah. So I wanted it hard enough the carbides would slide.
Yeah.
And that's what I got 5 boxes of Vevors to put in the sled or put in the trailer.
Wait, so question, are you going to paint your deck?
It's already, the deck is actually painted right now. Okay. It's painted gray.
That's right.
The walls are white. And then I got black and gray Vevors. I'd really love to know how would they say that. Should I accent it? Vevor!
It's probably like a Chinese word that's like not anything what we're saying.
So we're going to try it. I got to figure out the transfers because that's one nice thing that Caliber and Deck Tread have is they have really good transfer sheets. So it's not just a hard edge. It's a little under 3/4 of an inch.
Oh, like going into the...
From the wood to the...
Wood.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, and he's showing it on his right now.
I'm going to pull this. I'm going to try to screen share again. Or screen share here.
So ordered them. I've snapped a couple together. I got to do that and put a drain in so we can melt sleds off with the diesel heater.
Talk about the drain that you've been talking about. So Trails West, that's the one I know because my brother-in-law has one. I've used it a few times. It works really well. It's just so
it's a trough. 8.5 foot wide is how wide my trailer is. So I have to find a trough that would fit, but it's also got to be rain gutter styled. So it has a grade to it, and then it'll have a plug in it. Found them online. You're almost going to have to cut it to width and then make the trough at the angle that you need. But then all that snow, as we melt it off, we can flip the diesel heater on, melt them off, run them home, or as we're driving home. So, I mean, I know I'm not the only one that can't afford a Trails West trailer, but I still would like to keep my sleds nice in there. So yeah, this is the route that I'm going to go. We're going to probably later on do a quick couple videos on it and the install and durability, because everyone's going to want to know, show me this thing after a season, 20 trips, how's it looking? Because it's, I am not saying Caliber and Deck Tread do not make a good product by any means. I don't know enough about their product. I would have liked to try it, but I got to the point where I was like, I just don't want to spend any more money on hauling sleds around.
Yeah. Well, and that brings up another point that I'd like to talk about as well. But let's talk a little. So I got this. I am pretty sure that I have. Sorry. I'm pretty sure I have it pulled up here. With the screen recording going. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out as I'm going.
What are you trying to? What do you want to talk about?
I was going to show the different options.
Oh yeah.
So this is Calibers.
And they do a great job, but it is.
Yeah. So you see here, this is Caliber. So these are cool. You can buy just those.
Yep. You can buy just the transfers.
Just the transfers.
And they flip, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Now the only thing I don't know is that's specific to a snowmobile trailer. Mine has the flip already.
You'd have to take that off. I wouldn't.
So
I don't think I would do both.
Yeah.
But these are cool. I get, yeah. So that's kind of Calibur's deal. Here's Vivo.
Vivo.
Oh, you can see it's just a stack of stuff in
Yeah.
that picture.
Yep.
It's-
So
yeah, so this is kind of showing it in the garage.
I do think they're going to be a little more slippery. So
Interesting.
because especially coming down that ramp, because the top is smooth-ish.
Oh yeah.
So if you're walking
What?
down that thing, you're going to eat crap.
Yeah.
But Caliber has spacing in there, so there's a little bit more grip to it. But that's mainly just down
So
the sides.
These here, the side pieces, those aren't. Those are just the grips. So yeah,
I don't know what the panel itself looks
you're
like.
gonna have to tell kids, educate kids about that, or just have them go out the door. And be
They'll
like,
be
nobody but me walks out because
I'll show
I
the
think-
education. Hey, don't walk on that. Wham! Oh, I told you.
I'm switching over to deck tread real quick
Yeah.
because you gotta. If you have these, you can walk down those.
Right.
Some really steep stuff because I walked down these before on like some really slippery things, and you also probably want that so you can have traction to drive.
Yeah.
But if you have those and people just walk down those,
That was
they'll
my
be
plan.
all right.
I was just going to get some of that, or
Yeah.
I'll either make my own out of some diamond plate, put some in. Deck Tread has in one of their commercials an old lady walking down their deck tread that's covered in water.
Really?
And I think honestly, you could walk down the Vivors with water, but I don't think you can do it with snow. And I would like to see deck treads. Okay, run 5 sleds up that thing, pack it full of snow, and are we still going to have the same
right.
grip?
I feel like any of them are going to pack up.
Yeah.
I will say, Caliber, the
sides,
glides,
yeah.
I've had quite a bit of snow on those, and you can walk down them like very reliably. And I'm not saying that they're better or worse. My assumption is they're kind of the premium part, but
I do think you're going to get what you pay for. Like I know, like I'm going to go into this and be like, oh, okay, yeah, like so we, I think I'm $350 into the whole trailer.
Yeah.
And I looked into that. I even called Trails West to see if I could buy the thin 1/8-inch thick plastic that they run in their trailers.
Okay.
It is glued straight to their boards. So
Really?
they'll sell you the board, but they're like, that's how we get it shipped, or else we can't just sell you that. Which I thought was pretty cool of them to even like.
Yeah.
The guy was awesome on the phone.
Yeah.
So we're gonna update you. We'll put it in. We'll run it hard, see what it's like. I'm planning on putting 4 sleds in it all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll go so we can see them all. This is the deck tread. Yeah, they all look about the same.
And that's where, so it's the HDPE plastic, and I was like, okay, how much different are these things really?
Yeah.
It's just,
yeah.
I mean, you can turn anything into above and beyond what it should be.
Right.
And I'm like, it's a freaking trailer floor.
Right.
Like, do I really care about it that much? Like, I'm just trying to protect it a little.
So I want to come back to that a little bit. So are these the other transfers you're talking about?
Yep, that's the one that I'm going to have to find.
Yeah.
So
and
it doesn't.
Vivor didn't sell anything?
I got to dig into it some more.
Yeah. I do have a buddy that put like this really tough, like he used it to paint the roof of his houseboat, Powell. And that's actually held up pretty good. And I thought about doing that, but it is still like to buy the paint for that.
Yeah.
It's almost $1,500.
Yeah.
So it's like, golly, So these are awesome options. But what you're saying that I think is what I think about a lot is where we live, we're not living in our trailers.
No.
Right? Like we get dressed at home. We drive up to the mountain, we unload and we go.
Yeah.
We're not in there getting undressed. We're not in there working on stuff. We're not in there doing things. Basically, it's to transport the sleds to and from the mountain, unload and load, and then melt them off.
Yeah, I mean, that's my plan, is like to leave it in there and melt it off for the next ride so that I'm not doing it in the garage, essentially.
Yeah. So dude, I'm trying to stop this thing from.
I don't know if you are mirroring.
It recorded.
Yeah.
Yeah, screen recording. I did it, I think.
Oh, perfect.
All right, so talk a little bit about how we're getting up the mountain, like the other options other than a trailer.
Okay, so this is probably my favorite thing. Again, another bus stop conversation.
Yeah.
So we have the trailer. We have the beater trailer of mine. That's the old donut hole, the donut trailer tires.
Yep.
We've got Ben's trailer, and then we're talking about we have my Dodge that I'm trying to convince Ben that that's going to be our main transportation.
I'm super happy to ride in that, but like
I put new carpet in it just for Ben.
I'm just worried it's going to be the coldest. Like it's going to the heater's going to warm up in that old Dodge by the time we get to the parking lot.
I warmed it up for 10 minutes straight the other day, maybe 15 minutes, and the needle barely moved. So I got a 9312 valve extended cab.
It's great.
It's a tractor. It's a tractor.
So as long as I can be just a little bit warm.
Yeah. There's the option. One option that we're looking at. Ben's built a sled, like a single hauler sled deck. Yeah. I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
And then I've looked at his option. The second option is a little less permanent in the truck, but it's the what would you call that?
I don't know. I can look it up while you're
talking. You ride it up, it tilts, and then you roll it into the truck, and it's made to haul one sled. They're really light. Love the option of it. Me and Ben love to fab and work and weld, so I think we're going to fab one up and try it out just to see. There's downfall of that option is that if it snows, you're going to snow in the bed of your truck. So you're getting it in. You're going to try to have to roll it over all that snow. That is going to suck. My other truck does not. It has a cover, so I'm not too worried about it on that one. But on the Dodge, third option is trying to convince Ben that we're going to put a sled deck on the Dodge.
I love the idea.
And
I don't know how cold the truck is, but I love the idea.
So the only thing that we talk about that a lot is that all the road slime. Road slime and grime is gonna cover those sleds.
Oh, did you talk about just a ramp too? You can just
just a ramp. Yeah,
put a sled in the back of the truck, throw the ramp next to it. I don't love that one because then you're like, I did that for a season, and I was constantly worried about my ramp like jacking up my sled right in the back there, and they're like a hassle. But it's a good option. It's not a horrible option. I feel like there's just better options. Sorry. Sled deck.
If I can find a full, because it's got an 8-foot bed, so the long bed sled deck. Long term on the Dodge, we're gonna put an aluminum flatbed on it and make it a sled hauler. But that's a ways down the road. So if you see the old red and silver Dodge in the parking lot, you'll know it's us.
It's us. Yeah, I think they just call them sled rollers.
Yeah.
Caliber's making. I think Caliber makes one.
Rec Ramp, Marion, or is it Marion? Maroon.
Oh, Marlon.
Marlon makes one.
Marlon makes one.
Yeah.
Not Caliber.
Yeah, Marlon and Rec Ramp.
Yeah.
I think Rec Ramps is quite a bit cheaper, but so road grime is a big thing that I think about. First, I don't want to get on my sled just covered in crap.
Well, it beats up your
all the salt.
Your sled out. I remember I had a buddy. We bought the same sleds, same years. Halfway through the year, we had to pull his hood off. He's like, "Why is my turbo so rusty?" He's like, "It's yours." And we looked at mine. Mine was totally fine.
Was he a sled deck guy?
He was in the bed of his truck, no cover.
Oh, okay, that's a lot bigger difference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man, I couldn't imagine getting on a sled just covered in slush and grime.
The best days to ride are also the worst days to drive to the trailhead, right? So you're driving through all this crap, and your stuff just gets so gross, and so that's why you want to. Yeah. I always want to try to cover it and keep it protected so that you don't have those issues.
Yeah.
And I remember as a kid showing up to the parking lot with our open trailer, and everything on the front of there was just covered with road grime.
Yeah.
And I hated it. And I also hate the idea of my handlebars being super
covered in just crap.
Yeah. Grabbing onto that. But some guys don't care at all.
So
okay, Marlon calls their single rolling thing.
Yeah.
Single loader. They're
pretty cool. The way that they're done is that they're saying that the mass of the motor is going to outweigh and make it so that it's just a one. They almost look like you can do it one-handed. we're going to fab one, and I'm excited.
You tip up, you just go in.
Yeah. So we're going to do that, see what happens. And we have options. So we have the single loader. I've got a donut trailer.
I think we have almost all.
And then I've got the enclosed trailer.
Yep.
So we just need a sled deck. So
we need a sled deck.
We're going to find one. I found one the other day, but it was for a short bed.
Oh.
I really want the 8-foot bed because I just would like to almost have my whole sled.
What if you just put a big fuel cell in the front?
Just right on top.
And like in the front between the gap.
We could probably just add some to it and be done to it.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think there's no, especially like the old steel ones. I feel like in a couple months we'll be able to see a bunch of those.
Yeah, and riding up one. My Dodge isn't that high at all, but still, I don't like the idea of. I don't want to be on a blooper of riding over the top of my Dodge pin.
Yeah. Don't do that.
So,
but that's kind of like, we'll do another video, just like a YouTube video, just talking about this kind of stuff, and we'll show more of it. But we'll
do an update too in February on my deck. Yeah, and see, show you the goods, the bads, what we didn't like,
installation, how that was. Well, I think we'll probably make a video on installing it.
Yep.
Yeah, I think you can't snowmobile if you can't get your sled to the snow.
I know,
right? And not too many places around here, at least, you can ride from your garage.
Well, here was the other thought too. You go buy a new sled, say you're $22,000 into a brand new sled.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I don't want to spend any money to haul it. So you buy a donut trailer for $1,000 and then you lose an axle, or, you're like, oh, well, that was like,
that sucks.
That was a really bad decision. So where's okay, you don't want to pay $35,000 for this. You don't want to pay $1,000 for this. So what are you going to choose? I still love the option of an enclosed trailer as you're coming home.
And then the other thing with an enclosed trailer too is you have the storage.
Yeah.
You can keep your stuff in there. It's like a little garage on wheels.
And
mobile home garage.
We can pack up 2 days before and be like, hey, bring sled over. We're going riding Friday, but I got time Wednesday. Like, let's get everything in here. We're just hooked up and leave.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of guys that do that too.
Yeah.
So
especially if your truck isn't your daily.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have everything in the trailer and you just hook the truck on.
Yep.
But, I think you just have to find what's right for you.
Yep.
If you're going up with buddies, maybe a trailer is a better option. If you're meeting buddies at the hill and you never ride up, that's why I did the sled deck in the bed of my truck, because I'm usually meeting guys on the mountain.
Yeah.
So
our Friday rides, it'll be kind of fun. We'll be able to go around, pick up the 4 guys and take off, and it'll be fun.
Yeah.
So
yeah, thanks for being here.
Yeah.
We're excited for snowmobiling. We're excited to be doing this podcast. I love it.
It's going to be great.
Big highlight of my month.
Yeah.
When we do this.
Because we talk about it. We talk about so many times. We're going to review. I think a little preview for next time, we're going to review some gear.
Yes.
So we do have some gear that's coming. We are going to be picking it up this week. Well, Ben's going to be picking up for me because I'm going to be gone, but I'm going to pick up that gear. We'll review it, maybe get a ride. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, dude. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hold it any longer. I might have to go road ride.
I got family coming into town, and we're supposed to go tubing, so I really hope we got some snow because I'm wanting to go.
It's the end of the month, though, right?
Yeah, we got 4 weeks. It's supposed to be 60 and sunny next week.
Well, that's going to mess
Fishing
up.
weather.
Fishing weather.
Yeah, Ben's new hobby that I'm getting him into.
Yeah. You're going to be a fisherman. Look at me.
Yep.
Big fisherman.
Oh, yeah. Catch big browns. So
I love having Jared here with me. It's fun having a buddy that's stoked about this.
We love it.
Love having you guys here watching with us. So make sure to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
We got to figure out how to get this on other podcast services. So if anybody wants to help me do that, that'd be fantastic.
Yep. Put a comment if you want to hear anything different.
Yeah. If there's things you'd like to talk to us about, if you want to be a guest on our show, we can do that too.
Cal, leave a comment.
Yeah, Cal.
We're still calling you out. Cal, we need a Cal comment.
Come on, Cal. Come on. Be here, man.
See ya.
Bye.